All right, real food. Oh, I've been dreaming of this burger all week. Aren't you gonna eat?
I was thinking about something the old man was saying. That everything I eat becomes a part of me.
Tokyo! Tokyo?
Commander, I've come to report the findings on the virulent intestinal bacteria outbreak, the cause of recent incidents of paralysis. We've traced the root of infection to a farm in southern Brazil. They've been using a new type of genetically modified material in their livestock feed.
What do we know about it?
It's a toxic product that is resistant to insects and is durable against pesticides. Unlike the hybrids and other technologies of the past, this plant is almost entirely comprised of sterile elements. It was designed specifically to be unable to reproduce.
So, you're telling me this feed is from a crop that will never produce a seed, no matter how well it is raised?
In terms of cereals, domestically grown crops contribute to approximately 28% of Japan's food supply. However, most of the seed used to grow domestic crop is imported. No matter how diligently Seed's organic department tries to contain these modified foods and rare genes, our efforts are only a drop in the bucket for what's needed to stop distribution.
If one wanted to dominate this planet, it would be far more effective to try and control the supply of seed and foodstuffs rather than weapons. As it is, excessive trading in cash crops has led to degradation of the land in every country on Earth. Nature is being raped and pillaged, all in the name of lower costs and free trade. Even the concept of free trade is nothing more than an illusion, created by nations and multinational corporations that seek to bully their way through negotiations and get the cheapest product possible. Family farms can't compete and are bought out by mass production farms who, in turn, are encouraged to waylay environmental restrictions and concerns in order to provide a competitive price for the market.
People seem to have a weakness for the word free.
Sometimes, in the pursuit of profit, society ends up destroying their most profound freedoms.
Your voice sounds stronger. Are you feeling better now?
I'm doing great. These doctors have me eating so much ice cream I suffer mostly from brain freeze.
Ice cream? That's healthy. Just be careful you don't overdose on lactose. But seriously, I'm glad that you're feeling better.
I'm about ready for some real food. Want to go out tonight and celebrate our resurrection? School starts tomorrow, so I was thinking this will be our last chance to chill for a while.
Okay, I just read about a new place. Now, where to go? Here it is.
Huh? What's going on?
Oh, I'm fine. I fell over. Next time, get off your butt and reach for it properly, Juna. Here it is, right here. Homemade tiramisu to die for on Roko Island. Let's go there.
Sounds good. But you sure you want to eat that? You sure you're over that incident at American Burger?
I've got to get back to normal. School starts tomorrow. My body has to chill out and get used to everyday life again.
Then how about we meet at the corner in about half an hour?
All right, see ya. Ow, real smart. That's what you get for being lazy. Hi. Oh, Tokyo. Missed me so much, couldn't wait to see me?
You got it, babe. Can't stand to be a second apart. Juna, are you still there? Hey, actually, I'm gonna be a little late. I got stuck in traffic and, I'm running a little late.
Sorry, something's come up. I'll have to take a rain check.
Listen, Juna. You keep standing me up like this and I'll dump you for Sayuri.
So, how have you been doing? I see. How's Kaine?
Haven't seen her much. She's the same as usual.
I see.
Hey! Check it out! It's a new noodle
Enjoy your
house.
dessert and
Oh
coffee.
yeah, I haven't tried it yet.
Cut that out, Juna. So, what's that bead thing on your forehead? Is that trendy nowadays?
Not really. I think you've lost some weight, Dad.
You think so?
What did you want to talk about?
Here. This is yours.
Huh?
I didn't know if you needed this pen or not. See, I found it mixed up with some of my things.
You came to give this back to me? I'm not a child, you know.
I see.
I'm worried about Mom. Mom's been drinking a lot lately. She tries to sneak it while we're in bed.
I see.
I see? Is that all you can say when you're so desperate to talk to me you bring a pen as an excuse? Why did you leave us then?
It was much easier for me to go. Juna, your mother and I honestly did our best, but we had already weathered far too many hard years together as it was. For instance, you know the ships my company builds out in the shipyard? They are solid steel vessels. They are tough boats and built to withstand any rogue wave they might encounter in the northern seas. But after bracing against so many waves over time, the steel begins to weaken and small hairline cracks form on the plating. That's the thing about cracks. If you ignore them, then they'll break things up completely.
You always talk like this, Dad, going on about ships.
I guess.
You might be able to build a solid boat, Dad, but you don't know the first thing about building a solid family. Your hometown was in Shinshu, right?
Why ask me that all of a sudden?
I went to the Japan Alps last week and hung out with this old man, and well, it was beautiful.
I don't see what's so great about it. It's like the bilge of a ship.
Come off it.
Well, that's what it's really like, Juna. The bilge is the bottom of the boat, just like my hometown valley. There are mountains on either side, like the bow and the stern. The houses huddle down at the bottom in little villages that cling like barnacles to the rock. In a place like that, the sun rises late and it sets early. When I was a kid, I used to always think, why does my family have to live down here in a hole like this? It was only a short train ride into the city, and I figured that once I lived in an urban center, life would get easier. Just like I thought that life would get easier once your mother and I separated. But it's hard. I feel so bad for you and Kaine.
He wanted an easier life, huh? Only thinking about himself all the time. School starts tomorrow.
You're almost as dark as me. Crazy. What did you do, a fake and bake?
I got the tan when I was in Guam.
You're a liar!
What's that green blob stuck on Juna's forehead?
Maybe she thinks it's gonna be the next big thing. I heard she ran away for a week with that guy Tokyo.
What? I didn't know Juno was that kind of girl.
Yeah.
Coming through. Huh? Cut the crap, you guys. What's the matter? You seem down.
I'm okay. I got a lot of stuff dumped on me yesterday.
Oh, like what?
I stood up Tokyo again and sat and listened to my dad's lame problems.
Oh, are you and Tokyo doing okay?
Sorry, don't want to talk about it.
Hey, Mr. Sakura is here.
He looks kind of out of it. Better get back to our desks.
One of us was him, and then one decimal point, and 193. What was it? I was having some
Reading from the book.
And I was him, and all right, good, yeah, and one of us was up 3.
What's he doing?
And take that there. Okay, knowing and what exactly we got there for the value of table 6, we can have a look at that. Well, yeah. 1, 3, 9, good. Of course. Okay, so and there's what's out of 3 minutes and they camp on the quad and hey, no, what's fun, but yeah, what else?
Please, sir.
3, 4, somewhat. And what?
I want to hear your own thoughts, your real voice. Don't just read the textbook. Raja?
The teacher is bad. The school system is bad.
Chris, stop it!
You're just going to dump it on everyone else and leave it at that? Blame society?
Shut up! Shut up! Come on! What am I supposed to do?
Here. You freaks saw Yuri out by jumping out of the class window during math like some Amazonian monkey. She's worried you're sick or whacked in the head or something. By the time I caught up with you, you were hysterically spewing some crap about Raja being all over the school.
I don't feel anything anymore.
I don't know what's going on, but if you say you're okay and just doing your thing, then I'm cool with that.
Thank you.
The light was yellow, and I turned left, and suddenly... Wow! Huh?
Uh-huh.
Isn't that one of our teachers over there?
Yeah, that's Mr. Sakurai. For some reason, I thought he was married.
Could be interesting.
Akio?
Good afternoon, Mr. Sakurai.
Satisfied?
We were just,
It's not what it looks like.
I won't tell the school you were following me. Go home.
But sir...
Huh?
I want to hear what you have to say in your own voice.
Huh? Juna.
Then come in. This room doesn't have any air conditioning. Why don't you go ahead and have a seat?
It's like a sauna in here, man.
Hey, you sure have a lot of books in here. Huh. You even have Natsume Soseki.
Is there something wrong with a math teacher appreciating literature? Well, is there? I guess it doesn't exactly line up with your preconceived notions of who I am and what I'm about. You say that you want to hear my real voice, yet you've made a lot of presumptions about me.
I didn't mean to offend you. I'm just impressed with how many books you read, that's all.
What's the point of reading books?
Huh?
Doesn't matter how many books you read. They're just words. Words are meaningless. They hurt people and can be deceiving. They're just an illusion.
You think so?
Juna?
Yes.
Do you know exactly why factories are set up to function with assembly lines?
What do you mean?
Tell me why.
Well, let's see. I guess because instead of having one person make a whole product by himself... I can't think when you've got that grumpy look on your face. Instead of having one person make a whole product by himself and learning everything, a company can be more efficient if they have each person specialize in only one area of production. Hey, didn't we study the Industrial Revolution in school?
Well,
You're good at memorizing things. Why is it necessary to become more efficient?
You ask tricky questions. To try and make as many things as possible in the shortest amount of time?
Why?
Make more money? And it's good for people who buy stuff because they don't wait as long for what they want.
Allow me to change the question. Why is a chicken stuck in a little cage and fed the same food day in and day out?
What? Chickens now? Let's see. Don't know. You?
anyone for ice cream? I'm making a run.
Hey, no!
What's the deal? You guys took off on me after school again.
Well, I don't know what's going on with Juna. We followed Sakurai, the math teacher, back to his home, stalked him. She wanted to know what his true voice was. Too weird.
Huh. She was acting strange in class. I wonder if it has anything to do with Mr. Sakurai going through a divorce.
That's news to us. Though his place was a pigsty.
Apparently, when Sakurai started out as a teacher, he was a real radical, and they kicked him out of a few schools.
Oh.
What's up?
Nothing. See ya. Ma'am, I'm gonna get another one. Here's the money.
If you look in the grocery stores, they only have perfectly straight cucumbers and perfectly red tomatoes and vegetables that are all the same size. Why is that?
Because it's easier to transport.
Supermarkets throw away tons of expired prepackaged food and bento boxes. Why is that?
Because it's easier to check inventory?
A child is doing his best to do up a button on his shirt by himself, but the parent gets impatient and tells him to put on a t-shirt instead. Why is that?
Because it's easier for the parent.
You can buy classic novels at a used bookstore for a few bucks, but people use the internet. Why?
Because it's easier to find the answers.
Even if a student can't keep up with the class, the teacher has to barrel through the material according to the curriculum. Why?
Because it's easier on the teacher.
Even though every customer who walks into a fast food restaurant is different, the staff will deal with the customer according to the manual. Why is that?
Because then you know what to expect and it's easier.
A student chooses not to think for herself, but always asks the teacher to give the answers. Why?
Because then it's easier for the student.
When you could arrange to meet and speak directly to someone, you still choose to use your cell phone instead. Why?
Because it's easier not to meet in person.
People rely on mass media propaganda machines to inform them about the world. Why is that?
Because it's easier to read the paper than do your own investigating.
Most schools shove children into same age groups and cram the same curriculum into their brains over and over. Why?
Because it's easier on the teacher that way.
You answer all the questions I ask with the same response. Why is that?
Because it's easier to answer them that way. So has life gotten any easier for you, Dad?
I realized too late that making life easy and making life happy are two different things.
I'm back. Huh? You guys are looking way too serious. Whose dog just died? Hey, I brought you some juice and ice cream.
So is that why you just rattled off the textbook mindlessly in class yesterday? Because it was easier?
What's up?
X to the nth power plus Y to the nth power equals Z to the nth power. If n is anything other than 2, the equation has no positive integer solution. Did you know that? That is the amazing Fermat's last theorem. It's a simple yet very powerful formula. However, Fermat died in 1665 before he was able to prove his own theorem. In the past 330 years, mathematicians have tried to challenge it. Finally, in 1994, a genius by the name of Andrew Wiles of Princeton University was able to prove it once and for all. Now, do you know why so many people have struggled so hard to prove it? It's because it's so beautiful. I wanted everyone I taught to understand that math is beautiful. Behind all the elements of beauty lie mathematics. I'm sure you learned that in fine arts class. The golden ratio, that's mathematics too. The golden ratio represents nature in mathematical form. Everything in nature can be described in terms of this ratio. Cell structures, trees, mountains, clouds, the land, and even the Milky Way. Imagine! Even the great expanse of the universe exists in the form of fractals. That's what I wanted to get through to you. Do you understand? Juna.
I don't understand it very well. In fact, I don't understand it at all. But I do feel that I finally heard your true voice.
True voice. Juna, I want you to remember one thing. True learning is something that has to touch you personally. Learning is all about how each and every one of us experiences how we feel beauty in our own hearts.
Well, Teach, is that why your wife left you?
What?
Tokyo?
He's right. I talk of beauty in the heart, but I can't even keep a marriage together. Forget about everything I just said. Rantings of a crackpot teacher.
It's a hit! It's flying into center field!
What was that all about? He sounded like some cheesy sports commentator cheering on the home team. Home run for math. Don't just sit on the bench, team. Get out there and save the environment. Stop mass production. Get a life, buddy. It's never gonna happen. He should know better.
I suppose it's easier if we just give up?
Wait a minute. Nobody said anything about giving up. It's just that, well, what are we supposed to do?
Well, I know. This is what Mr. Sakurai said to do. We have to listen to our hearts and protect what we think is beautiful. If one of us can change the way we think, then all of us can change.
What if you're the first one who changes?
Why?
You become an outcast of society.